Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Friday Fight Night, the first fight night following the Uprising pay-per-view, and it's the World Heavyweight Champion, the defending World Heavyweight Champion King Sam, who's going to start off tonight's show, who tells us he has some news to share with all of us. So we're going to hand over the mic to the current World Heavyweight Champion and see what King Sam has to say to start tonight's show off. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Fight Night, aka the Wolfpack Show. We have got some huge announcements for you all tonight. First, I personally wanted to say thanks for 200 network subs. I thought I'd say thank you because we all know you only subscribe to see me and my team. But I do have much bigger announcements for you all tonight. The big news is that due to the success of the Wolfpack as of late, and after a lot of talks between me and the board, I can officially announce that the next pay-per-view will be the return of Wolfpack in the Outback. It was easy to convince them that you all wanted it back, but I have to make sure that it is much better than last time, because according to the GM, the show sucked. As much as I see through his jealousy, I intend to put on a killer show for all of you, and that's not all. To celebrate Wolfpack in the Outback 2, tonight in the main event I will be hosting an open challenge to absolutely anybody. Except Brad. I'm bored of him now. So let's get ready to fight night, because the first person who comes down to the ring in the main event will be the man I destroy and use as a warning to the rest of you. And, believe it or not, there's still more news to tell, but not from me, no. Please welcome Travis! Well, out comes Travis, who's got some more news to tell us, but the big news here is that Wolfpack in the Outback's coming back, and this is a bit of a surprise. The general manager didn't even want this the first time round, and then after the show went so horribly wrong that the show went off air for some time and allowed them to rebrand, yes, but that happened, and then now they're having it again? Well, it's clear that King Sam has got some power in the board, it has to be said. It's clearly obvious that he's got some type of control, but as champion, he does get a say in most things that go on in his show. He's the world champion, but that's his news. But what else is there after that big news? I guess we'll have to hand over to Travis to see what he has to say. Thank you, Sam, for your kind introduction. As some of you may have noticed, I spent a week or two off the show before the pay-per-view. I said it was for business, but that wasn't 100% true. I have something big to tell you. I'm getting married! Her name is Abby. Before I proposed, we had been dating for 2 days, and we couldn't be happier. And I have spent the last few weeks planning our wedding, which leads me to the big news. On the next episode of Friday Fight Night, me and Abby are gonna have our wedding live on the show. It's gonna be the biggest wedding you'll ever see in the history of weddings. Trust me when I say we have spared no expenses. So I thought I'd give you all the news and tell you that you're all invited. But let me make it clear, if anyone tries to ruin my big night, I'm going to make you pay for the rest of your life. That's all for now, people. Wish me luck for next week. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Next week, we're going to see a live wedding on WIW. What a special occasion that's going to be. So, some big announcements to kick off tonight's show. We are now officially on the road to Wolfpack in the Outback 2. And considering how unpopular that pay-per-view turned out to be last time, I'm very surprised that the general manager was willing to do this. But then again, the Wolfpack era is in full effect, and they do own most of the titles here on the brand. So I guess they do have a lot of sway in the decision. But first up tonight, we have a double debut again. That's right, we had one of these on Monday Night Mayhem, and now two new debuters are coming down to the ring to face off tonight. The first man down to the ring is KO Oxley, making his way down to the ring to make an important debut match. We saw two people debut on Monday Night Mayhem. It was interrupted in the end by the unknown assailant that's been running around on Monday Night Mayhem. But on Friday Night Fight Night, they won't have to worry about that too much now. So KO Oxley now has the chance to make a statement here tonight and push himself onwards, propel forward. The roster is constantly growing, and I can't thank you guys enough for that. But it's going to make things a hell of a lot harder to stand out. So that means you really need to showcase your skills in a match like this. But his opponent, eager to impress just as much on his debut. But the question is, who's going to want it more? And that's what they've got to show in this one. The passion. Who wants it more? It's a big, big debut for both these men. Can this man stand up above the crowd against KO Oxley? Here he comes, down to the ring. His name is Carter James, and he is ready to make his debut wearing, well, even are they, like shoulder pads kind of thing? You know what I mean? He's come out ready for a fight. That is definitely can be said. But this man, ready to come out and fight. And can he impress on his big debut? It's the goal here. It's what he's going to want to do if he can pull this off. That's going to be him in the history books as one of the very few people with debut victories. However, that list is growing now, especially since these people are debuting together, as the downloads are coming in bundles these days. But it's important that you don't concentrate on anything else other than this matchup. You've got to keep in control of the match, and you've got to dominate. Remember, this is a showcase of your talented skills. The result will only benefit you in the long run, depending on how well you fight. The win or loss isn't always that important. Win usually does propel you a little further because the GM has seen, you're capable of performing under pressure. However, it is not essential that you do pick up a win. Just showing off what you can do is always the best way to start things off here in WIW, excuse me. And look at this, Carter James just keeps backing KO Oxley into the corner here, but the referee keeps breaking him up. No interest in letting him battle in the corner. Look at this, Oxley there, striking him down with a downward spiral. And straight onto the offensive after Carter James just backing him up into the corner. I wonder what the game plan was there from Carter. Just perhaps just trying to back him into a place of no escape. There's a drop kick by KO Oxley. And a big, big show tonight, and it's going to end with an open challenge for the WIW Heavyweight Championship. We've got #1 contendership matches tonight. We've even got big pop-up punch there by Carter James. And we've also got some big matches in between all that. And kicking this off with a big debut matchup between Carter James and KO Oxley. And these two, bit of a 50-50 affair so far, just training shots, as can be expected. Carter James, though, trying to take control if he can. There's a spinning knee. Bringing out the strikes early on here. And now up on the shoulders. Oh, and there's a flapjack. Just going to drag him away from the ropes. Maybe thinking for the first cover of the fight. Nope, he's going to spring onto the body of KO Oxley, who's now on the back pedal and he needs to start fighting back. Up on the shoulders again. This time on the move. What's Carter James thinking? Crashing him down and goes for the first cover of the match. It's a 1 count only, though. And these two men must have been watching this. They must have been watching back on old WIW shows, seeing where they fit, seeing what's going to differentiate them from everyone else. And they need to show all that here tonight. And look at this, the elbows now on the top of the head following the counter by KO Oxley. He made the counter and now he needs to capitalize on it. But he's unable to do so as the sweep of the legs from Carter James. And now looking for this again, standing moonsault. And kicks him back down. And he's gone for the cover again. Carter James interested in just picking up the win and getting out of there today. It's only a 1 count. Oh, but look at this. Oh, went for a head scissors. Maybe looking for the elbows to the top of it, but big escape by Carter James. Not by Carter James, by KO Oxley, excuse me. And now to the opposite side for another drop kick. And now slap bang in the middle of the ring. That's where he's going to want to be. But a big counter there by Carter James, who scoops him up. Michinoku driver. I think his leg bounced off the rope there. But now look at this. Carter James looking to wrap this one up. Looking for the win already. Looking for a powerbomb. Oh! And that powerbomb into the backstabber. And that might have wrapped it up here. Has it? No, it's a 2 count. And Carter James might have just thought he'd walked out with his debut victory, but that hasn't happened there. But he's going to continue to assault on KO Oxley. Carter James with control in this matchup, but KO Oxley refusing to give in at this second. But look at this. Oh, and a miniature DDT there. Now KO Oxley needs to start providing the fight back. Spins him around. What's he got in mind? Lifting him up. Lumbar check. Seeming to be a favourite this year. Can't imagine why. But now KO Oxley looking to wrap it up if he can. Look at this. Oh, look at him. He's hit him with the backstabber powerbomb. And these two trading the big powerbomb backstabber. But has KO Oxley done enough to put it away in the record books? He hasn't. It's another 2 count. And both of these men clearly coming out very similar fighting styles, very similar fighting moves and techniques. But one of them's got to walk out on top here in KO Oxley. Look at the dude just out there. There's a sling blade. And he definitely has control now, but Carter James needs an answer. He had a really good start to this matchup and let it slip. And can't afford to let that continue. Oh, and there's a vicious combination there by KO Oxley. And then he's a big counter there by Carter James. And KO Oxley's going to roll. He's going to get out of harm's way. But Carter James, look at this. Wisely, not giving him a second to breathe. He made the counter. And KO Oxley didn't want to give him a chance to get back in control. But Carter James wisely just chases him out to the outside. And now these two brawling on the outside as the referee continues to count, crashing him into the barricade. But it only ends in a drop kick from KO Oxley. It's going to take a minute to bow for the crowd here. And they'll like that one. Oh, and look at that. A knee drop that's busted him open. Referee at a count of 6. They're going to want to get proceedings back in the ring here if they can. And they do so. Back in the ring. Oh, look at this big counter though by KO Oxley. Big kick to the gut. Carter James is struggling. But still trying to fight on here if he can. Had him in the corner, but KO Oxley again with the counter. And KO Oxley, after a really slow start, has got rolling here. And now what's he thinking to put this one away? Looking for that powerbomb backstabber again, maybe. Connects with it. Straight on the back. And KO Oxley is going to pick up a debut victory here tonight. That's a big, big win for KO Oxley. Kicked out of that powerbomb backstabber himself to go on to win it with the match. That was a big, big win. And these two fought hard. And no wonder they're willing to shake hands and show respect. Two very similar fighters. Two very similar movesets. But in the end, there could only be one winner, and it is KO Oxley that picks up the win. An impressive showing from both of these men. But Carter James just couldn't get the edge in that one. But a big win for KO Oxley. Let's move on down the rest of the card. Well, we're here in the backstage arena because look who's here. It's Big Boss and the Mr. Money in the Bank Max Danger. Who's confronting him there? I think Big Boss just looking to injure the entire Danger family. Big Boss we haven't seen since High Voltage, I think. Was it High Voltage? Oh, was it? Okay, we haven't seen him for a couple of weeks now. Look at this, crashing Max Danger, Mr. Money in the Bank into the boxes. And a few weeks ago, Big Boss injured Chris Danger, his father, and took him out of action. And now all of a sudden Max Danger now becoming the victim of attack from Big Boss. And this is the traditional Big Boss way of doing things. Just ambushing them backstage. Just trying to get a psychological advantage. And also injure them in the process. Big Boss making a dramatic scene. Back at the ring. And look at this, crashing into the concrete. Unbelievable scenes right now. From backstage. Oh, and once again crashing him into the boxes there with a suplex. And apparently no security in these hallways. These two just going to brawl it out here. And now look at this. The shots coming in from Max Danger. Mr. Money in the Bank. This is not how I'd imagine he thought his first night as the Mr. Money in the Bank holder would go. But then again, if you think about it realistically, you probably should have done. And now these two just trading shots and heavy hits. There's a big knee by Max Danger. And Big Boss is making his statement known here. And look at this. Oh, and there's another massive suplex. And Big Boss becoming a backstage brawl master. He's got so many backstage tussles. It's really getting out of control. But still Max Danger fights on. He wants revenge for his father. The man who was injured by Big Boss, who gets crashed into the door there. And look at this. Max Danger trying to do some damage here. Look at that. Trying to lift the 600-pounder, but he gets out of it with ease, and there's a knee lift. And now look at this. Fighting right by the table there. And Mr. Money in the Bank looking to do the damage here. And look at this. Is that? Who is that? Oh, and look at this, crashing into the office table. And it looks like that's the CEO of WWE. Oh, Triple H watching on here. And I wonder what he's doing in Blake's office. Maybe talks between WWE and WIW in future. Perhaps. Or at least a partnership anyway. Oh, but look at this. Max Danger looking to make him pay. Looking for a powerbomb. Oh, and right onto the big desk. And he's still not done. He's trying to make him pay here. Look at this. Went for a chair shot. Couldn't connect. Oh, and there it is. Lights out Big Boss. And Max Danger getting a shot at revenge on the Big Boss for what he did to his father. Let's move on down the rest of the card. That was a bad brawl backstage. Next up tonight in the ring, following that backstage tussle between Max Danger, Mr. Money in the Bank, and Big Boss, we have a #1 contenders match. Up on the card, we have a fatal four-way to determine the next contestant to take on Big Willie for the television championship. That's right, after Travis lost his rematch, he is no longer eligible for that TV title. And he's not here tonight either, Travis. Well, he wasn't supposed to be here either tonight. He's not in the card, he's not competing. But he came out and made a very special announcement earlier in the show that he has planned for a wedding to take place very soon. And now look at this, Peter Bolton coming down here to make his name heard. He hasn't really had much time to show his in-ring skills, Peter Bolton, but he's been a fantastic competitor, and that's why the GM wants to get him in the ring and see if he can earn himself an opportunity to take on the television champion of the current day, which is Big Willie, who's proving to be a big problem for most people, particularly Travis. But now, can he defend his title against someone that isn't Travis? That's the question. But next up tonight, someone else who's been feeling a little underappreciated lately, someone who feels he deserves more opportunities, someone who feels he's earned his place here in WIW. He's definitely made a name for himself, and he has made his presence known. But when it comes to these #1 contendership matches, he always falls short at the final hurdle, and he can't afford to do that here tonight. He needs these wins, and he needs it now, tonight, more than ever, because he gets a title shot. If he does, it is PJ McNair. PJ McNair, I believe, has already faced Travis for the television championship and lost that matchup due to interference from King Sam. He technically won the match on disqualification, but of course didn't walk out with the title, so you will take that as a loss. But now, hopefully, knowing that Big Willie doesn't really need an army to help him, knows he can get one-on-one with the man who he actually faced in a fatal four-way at the last pay-per-view for a shot at the title. And that's exactly what he wants here. A chance at redemption. But the next man down to the ring is someone else who's going to want a bit of redemption. Someone else who's already been seen in the TV title picture. It is Soulman Akira. Now, Soulman Akira is in a strange position to the others. He's already had a shot at the TV title. However, he was unsuccessful. Big Willie made a very good example of what he can do against Soulman Akira. But Soulman Akira is the only person, bar Wolfpack in a tag team match, that has actually beaten Big Willie. And therefore, the general manager wants to see what he can do if he gets one more chance at this one, Soulman Akira. You've noticed the GMs pick people who've already been lingering around that TV title picture, but have yet to get their hands on it for whatever reason. And now Soulman Akira being offered one more chance to get back to that title picture. But who is the last contestant coming down to the ring? Oh my god! Well, the music hits, and the general manager clearly has made a big statement here. He has no intention of keeping this man out of the card. Original Brad stepping down from the World Heavyweight title picture after losing the rematch at Uprising. It's straight away getting another title opportunity. And to be honest, I think this man would be a good fit for this matchup, because Big Willie versus Original Brad, that is going to be one hell of a powerhouse matchup. And Brad's using this match to try and get back to his usual ways. Had one of the biggest undefeated streaks when he came in to this era of WIW. But since then he's struggled. The Wolfpack have been getting the better of him, and they've set him on a losing spiral, which he's trying to stop tonight, getting out of control and capturing himself a title opportunity in the process. He knows that King Sam has got his number, so he's dealing with this the best way he can, and that's to get himself another opportunity at a title straight out the gate. Here we go, and straight away, two sets of fighting partnerships locking up. Oh, look at this, Brad there, countering the suplex. Look at this, Soulman Akira is going to take Peter Bolton to the outside. Peter Bolton and Soulman Akira coming to the outside, the two newest members of the roster, but PJ McNair and Original Brad, two members of the trial era, fighting in the ring as well. Two of the oldest people that we've had in this series, McNair and Original Brad, battling on here in the middle of the ring. Meanwhile, on the outside, Peter Bolton doing some work on Soulman Akira. Oh, look at this, McNair looking to fly. Brad's in a bit of trouble here. What's going to happen? Oh, there's a drop kick. Remember, winner of this will face Big Willie at Wolfpack in the Outback 2. Oh, and there's a massive clothesline by Original Brad. And we're keeping an eye on that battle in the ring, because that can get pretty heated pretty quickly, and there's a snap suplex. And PJ McNair and Original Brad both have built up tension and hostility to the Wolfpack for different reasons. Both of them have really been stripped of titles or title opportunities because of the Wolfpack, and they're both trying to use this match to bounce back. Soulman Akira, of course, trying to bounce back and get revenge on Big Willie, the man who actually took the beat him in the title opportunity. So they've all got their different reasons. And as for Peter Bolton, well, the fact that I haven't said much about him should say all you need to know. Been very underutilized since making his debut not too long ago. And he needs to get some more in-ring time. And what better way to do that than to be competing for a title this early on in your career. And Brad's rolling out of harm's way here. He's just going to let McNair, Bolton and Soulman Akira fight it out. This is a double underhook, but Akira has his own agendas here. He's letting this match be run by him and no one else. And now he's got him in the corner. Oh, look at that. A double splash in the corner by PJ McNair, only to be greeted by original Brad as he turns around. And now look at this. Brad to the top rope. That's an unusual sight. And Brad begging McNair to get back to his feet. What's Brad got planned? Oh, there's a double X. No, he got caught. And into a backbreaker. Great catch there by McNair, who's going top rope, maybe looking for coup de grace, but Peter Bolton had his own ideas. There's a suplex. Instead, he's going to take the time to taunt McNair. He sees that Peter Bolton and Brad are dealing with each other, and he's just going to let them fight it out. Irish whip to the corner. Brad's going to come up with the counter. And oh, Brad was looking for old school, but McNair had no interest in letting that happen. And now Peter Bolton's got Brad trapped in the corner as Soulman Akira gets back in the ring. And look at this. McNair. What's he thinking? There's a drop kick. Oh, and there's a suplex as well by Peter Bolton. And Soulman Akira is in trouble. Into the cover. Looking to progress. Peter Bolton has no interest in breaking it up. Maybe because he knew that the 2 count was coming. And look at that. Timed it perfectly. Now gets rid of McNair. No, McNair refusing to go away. And there's a drop kick. And PJ McNair flying out the gate here. But Soulman Akira now trying to provide a fight back. There's an Explodus power slam. And now Soulman Akira might be thinking of a cover. He drags him to the middle of the ring. No, picks him up. What does he have planned? Oh, looking for a belly to belly. Couldn't connect. And now McNair trying to deliver the damage. Looking for a DDT. Slap bang in the middle of the ring. And out rolls Akira. And now what's Peter Bolton thinking? To the top rope goes Peter Bolton while McNair takes the time to taunt. Look at the fly. There's a massive crossbody. And straight into the cover. McNair's not going to break it up. Brad with a 2 count. And now look at this. McNair to the top. He was looking for coup de grace. But once again, Peter Bolton had no interest of letting him get what he wants to do out of the way. Now look at this. Brad trying to take them both on here. But McNair with the counter. He slides out of it. And now going to take the time to taunt. That's not the best idea because Soulman Akira's back in the ring. He might have been caught here off guard. There's a leg drag. And now Soulman Akira all of a sudden with a full head of steam after coming back into the ring. There's a inverted suplex to Peter Bolton. And now Soulman Akira. Look at this. Into a Nebula. Looking to make Peter Bolton tap here to earn his opportunity at the title. But McNair rolls it in to break it up, and PJ McNair slips away. Peter Bolton slips away. And now look at this. McNair going to take original Brad to the outside. But they're going to tussle. Meanwhile, Peter Bolton and Soulman Akira continue this battle in the middle of the ring. But Akira really getting the better of him here. There's a double underhook suplex. Raises his hand in glory. The crowd getting behind Soulman Akira here. Meanwhile, Brad trying to work away on PJ McNair. Gets him back into the ring to be met with an Explodus power slam. Soulman Akira into the cover. Oh, and he nearly got that one. And I don't know if I mentioned this, but this is a elimination fatal 4-way that has just sprung to mind. I didn't know if you knew that. You probably wouldn't because I haven't brought it up. But it is elimination, so everyone's getting an equal opportunity. And that'll explain why no one's breaking it up. I completely had forgotten about that. That's my bad. But it is fatal 4-way elimination. And now look at this. Peter Bolton dealing with Soulman Akira. He continues to do so. And now it's just Brad and Peter Bolton left in the ring. There's a spine buster to Peter Bolton, who's now in trouble. Submission applied. Brad looking to make him tap. Is Peter Bolton about to be the first person eliminated in this matchup? And it's a good thing that the competitors have been paying attention to the rules, because I definitely didn't. But still, and look at that massive clothesline by Brad. Oh, look at this. Brad begging for the battle axe, looking to eliminate PJ McNair if he can. Battle axe straight in the middle of the ring. And PJ McNair is the first person eliminated. No! He kicks. And straight back to his feet as well. Brad can't believe his eyes. The battle axe didn't work. And look at Peter Bolton here. Looking to wrap up Soulman Akira with a massive DDT. Straight into the cover goes Peter Bolton. Look at this. And why did McNair break that one up? Maybe he feels that Soulman Akira more hurt, maybe? I have no idea, but look at this. Now going for a DDT of his own. Brainbuster, in fact. And Soulman Akira. I was about to say he's looking down and out, but I guess that's never a right thing to say about Soulman Akira. Never gives up fighting. And now has McNair left alone in the ring, but McNair with a counter of his own. Brad unable to put away McNair with the battle axe. But now McNair taking Soulman Akira to the top. And now look at this, Brad back in the ring and a spine buster. Spine buster to PJ McNair. He drags him away from the ropes. Might be looking for a cover. No, just wrenching away on the arm. Look at this, Peter Bolton. He's going to finish what McNair started here on Soulman Akira. Superplex. And look at this, a second battle axe. A second battle axe to PJ McNair. And PJ McNair has been eliminated. Well, it took 2 battle axes to keep him down, but Original Brad picks up the first elimination of the contest. And now look at this, the double team with a Russian leg sweep and an inverted STO combination between Soulman Akira and Original Brad. And Brad's going to let Akira and Bolton fight out for a minute while Brad takes a minute to gather his breath. Big counter there by Peter Bolton, but the 2-on-1 situation not working well for him here. There's a minute to DDT. He might want to consider rolling out of harm's way, but Soulman Akira refusing to let him do that. And there's a Lufez press by Soulman Akira. And now straight on the gate again, straight out the gate again. Peter Bolton under fire from Brad, who gets him up on the shoulders. And there's a Samoan drop. And straight back to his feet again. Akira and Brad really going ham on him here. And oh, look at this. Counter though by Peter Bolton. He's now got Brad in the corner, but what a save by Soulman Akira. Oh, look at this. And the partnership didn't last that long between these two. Soulman Akira looking for a superplex, but not to the middle of the ring. Superplex to the outside. And the crowd go crazy as Soulman Akira trying to put Brad out of the contest for good. And Soulman Akira's tired. I think he might have hurt himself doing that. But now Peter Bolton's got Brad in the middle of the ring. He's in a bad position now, Brad. That must have hurt quite badly. And now Soulman Akira's got Peter Bolton in the middle of the ring. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at this. Brad looking for the DDT. And Soulman Akira got cut open by that elbow. Now Brad dragging Peter Bolton to the middle of the ring. Might be looking for a cover. No, instead. Oh! Shot to the groin. And Soulman Akira's just staying out of Brad's way. He's seeing that Brad causing all types of destruction. No. Save Peter Bolton there from the Samoan drop. And into a suplex of his own. And look at that. Brad was looking to finish it. Brad was looking for the battle axe. But as he rolls out of the way, Peter Bolton, it slips out. No, and that was nearly a 2 count. Soulman Akira nearly stole it on the roll-up. Brad got caught off guard there. And look at this. Exploder power slam. Brad's in trouble. Soulman Akira really has caught him off guard here. Brad's not out of it just yet, though. And Peter Bolton back to his feet. Oh, look at that, though. Brad back to his feet as well. And Brad's got his own ideas. Oh, look at this. Brad was looking for old school, but Soulman Akira prevented him from progressing further. And now Brad's going to roll out of harm's way wisely. Taking a little bit of a beating there from Soulman Akira. And now Peter Bolton and Soulman Akira continue this matchup in the ring. Remember, last man standing takes on Big Willie. And I see why the GM's done this now, because Big Willie takes a lot of hits to keep down. And we need to see who is willing to keep hitting for the longevity of a matchup. And now Peter Bolton with an already bleeding Soulman Akira in the middle of the ring to put him away here. Gut wrench power bomb into the cover. And Soulman Akira has been eliminated. And with that, we are down to 2. Original Brad and Peter Bolton. 2 men left. 1 opportunity for the television championship. And what a bounce back it would be for Brad to go straight from losing the world championship to moving on to the TV title Yes, it's backwards, but at least it's a title opportunity and one that he's fully willing to take here. Brad to the top rope, looking to dislocate the arm. There's old school connection. Vintage original Brad. And he's tired though, he's hurt. Soulman Akira drained a lot out of him. And Peter Bolton, he's not going to want to turn around, because here comes the battle axe again for the third time in this match. Straight into the cover. 2. And original Brad's done it. Finally out of the midst of the Wolfpack. And he's finally won the battle. And original Brad, he's got himself another title shot. Straight away, no hesitation. He's going to take on Big Willie for the television championship at the Wolfpack in the Outback pay-per-view. And that might not be what people wanted to see. Brad straight away bouncing back. But the crowd fully behind him. And you know what? We know that this man is a popular man. And we know how devastating he can be. He couldn't take on the Wolfpack by himself. But now looking to move past the Wolfpack and go straight back to title winning ways. And a big way to do that tonight was this fatal 4-way win. And he's done just that. And I tell you what, that is going to be a battle of the beasts at Wolfpack in the Outback. Big Willie and original Brad. That's going to be one hell of a contest. But original Brad could become the first person to hold 2 different titles in WIW. A big win for him tonight, and sending a message to Big Willie that he's coming for gold and he doesn't care who stands in his way. Let's move on down the rest of the card. Time for some tag team action here tonight. We're going to see the Vikings of Destiny back in the ring after Noah's made it perfectly clear last week, just before the pay-per-view, that he's ready to get back into in-ring action after ambushing Trevor Jackson. But tonight they've got to look past Trevor Jackson, Loki and Noah, because they've got a big, tough opponent here in the Chaos Twins. Jason Chaos and Tyler Chaos back in in-ring action. They made a very impressive statement on their debut, but haven't had really much to do yet. And now they've got themselves an opportunity to take on one of the biggest, toughest tag teams in the division. It's a big ask of them, because they've got to face a tough team in the Vikings of Destiny. But this is what they need to do. They need to test themselves and compare themselves to the other tag teams in the roster and see where realistically the Chaos Twins lie in terms of tag team rankings and title opportunities. I'm sure they'll be looking for one. But the Vikings of Destiny, I'm sure they'll be looking for their own bit of revenge. But right now, getting caught up with the likes of Trevor Jackson, it's not gone well for the Vikings of Destiny as of late. But Trevor Jackson and Tyler Jackson... Jackson? Oh, why did I think that? Jason Chaos and Tyler Chaos. I don't know where Jackson came from. There we are. The Vikings of Destiny. Down to the ring. We haven't seen them in tag team action in a while. Loki's been holding down the fort for the Vikings of Destiny, competing in singles actions against Trevor Jackson. But Noah has returned. He made a big statement last week by coming out, attacking Trevor Jackson in his match and helping Loki pick up the win. With the Vikings of Destiny really looking to prove themselves here tonight against the Chaos Twins. They're going to be gunning for tag team gold again. I'm sure of it. They have yet to pick up the titles ever, I don't think. Even in the trial era where they made their appearance, they were unable to take the titles. But they'll be gunning for it, and so will the Chaos Twins. So it's a good thing that we're going to see these two teams here tonight. Let's get this one on the way and see how this one goes. And now look at the Vikings of Destiny straight out the gate. Loki has had plenty of time to work on his individual in-ring work as of late after all his dealings with Trevor Jackson. And Trevor Jackson has vowed that that is not the end of dealings between him and the Vikings of Destiny. But tonight, he's going to have to put that on hold and let the Chaos Twins do their work. It's Jason Chaos in first. But Tyler tagged in quickly. And now look at this. Looking for a Hurricane Rana into a powerbomb. And the Chaos Twins on their debut have made light work of John Carr and Elmerica, who haven't been seen since, but from what we can understand, are struggling to get back on the same page to help themselves get back to winning ways. Tag made, and in comes Noah for the first time in a couple of weeks. He's been out with a severe back injury, but we now understand that he is fully ready to come back. And so you know what? It takes a lot to keep these monsters down. I mean, if you watched the feud between the Wolfpack and the Vikings of Destiny, you will see how much damage it actually had to take to keep these two down and out for the count and actually injure it. Noah. It wasn't just a one-match injury. No, that injury occurred after weeks of progressive attacks and fighting and all-out extreme chaos between the Wolfpack and the Vikings of Destiny, which the Wolfpack in the end did get the better of them. And the Wolfpack in the Outback pay-per-view around the corner, and that's not the pay-per-view that these guys would have liked to have been at, just because of the name, you feel, but they'll take all the pay-per-view and TV time they can get. Oh, look at that, went for a suplex toss, but a big counter there by Tyler Jackson. And now, trying to fight back here for the Chaos Twins, who started off okay, but you got to give the control at the moment to the Vikings of Destiny. And the Chaos Twins will be definitely... You'll be definitely seeing that they are representing Mr. Trevor Jackson here tonight. Trying to get some victories under their belt. And in doing so will help Trevor Jackson in his war currently that he's having with the Vikings of Destiny. But look at this, the strength of Tyler Chaos. And look at this. Big kick to the knee. And a massive clothesline he went for, couldn't connect. And now look at this, he caught Chaos, grabbing him by the leg in a choke slam. And the Vikings of Destiny are rolling here, proving to be quite a tough opponent for the Chaos Twins to deal with. But then again, who hasn't found these two a tough task? There's a deadlift suplex. That's the biggest problem. They are deadly. They are lethal. And doing whatever they can here to fight back at the Chaos Twins. Might want to consider tagging out here. No. Instead, he's going to use what he knows that the Vikings won't. Use that aerial ability. Use that flying prowess. And straight off the top row, went for a double axe handle. Couldn't quite do it. But straight back on the prow into his corner. Oh, but look at this. He's not going to let him get that opportunity to make the tag. And now, look at this. He's going to take him to his own corner, it looks. Oh, but look at this, and now he fights out Tyler Chaos, refusing to give in. Now look at this. Oh, look at this. Exploder suplex into the middle of the ring and trying to make the tag, and he does. Back in comes Loki. And Tyler thought about making the tag, but the interruption there by Loki, who's been wreaking havoc the last couple of weeks. Oh, look at this now, looking for a tag of their own, and he does. In comes Jason. And Jason with a clothesline. And another one. No, big counter though. Oh, and a massive punch. Did you see the power on that punch? Oh, and tried to pick him up there, Loki. Couldn't quite do it. I think he thought he did though. And there's a massive running clothesline again. And another one. And Jason Chaos really bringing it to the Vikings of Destiny. This has been a great match so far. And we still don't know which way this one's going to go. But the Chaos Twins doing whatever they can to get it in their favor. Whisper in the wind. Shout outs to the general manager who used to do that one back in the day. Whisper in the wind. That's a while since I've seen that one. And look at this. The Chaos Twins. Really providing a fight here. And now look at this. To the top rope. Looking to fly. Oh, and he misses. He misses. And that is not good, because now he lands in the clutches of Loki, who's going to land that massive clubbing knee. Drags him to the middle of the ring, going to look for the cover to wrap this one up as he knocked him out with the knee. Tyler doesn't seem too concerned about it, and rightfully so. It's a 2 count. Jason kicks out on his arm. And now look at this, the shoulder being worn down here. That big frog splash missed. Might have cost him here because now he's in the clutches of the Vikings of Destiny. Oh, and a big kick to the back. Just chopping him down with that massive fist. He's going to tag out now. Wisely so. He took a bit of hit there after coming in off the tag. Back in comes Noah. Oh, look at this. Not again. And Noah's going to land his own knee. Jason being punished here by the Vikings of Destiny. And now into their corner. They're ready to wrap this one up. It's been a while since we've seen this. That Vikings of Destiny with the double leg, with the assisted leg drop straight into the cover. And the Vikings of Destiny. No! What a save by by Tyler Chaos. Keeps the Chaos Twins alive in this matchup. What a save. Because that was over. But he manages to break up the count. But now that's okay, breaking up the count. But it hasn't really helped Jason as much. Because straight into another big move. Sit out. Tombstone pile driver. Straight into the cover. And the Vikings of Destiny. No! What? Jason Chaos kicks out on his own. And he's bleeding heavy. Look at his face. But he's still going in this one. And a clothesline to the outside. Really? He's going to take the time to taunt here. And the Chaos Twins not short of confidence. And they stay true to the name of Chaos Twins. They prove it every time they step into the ring. Bringing chaos on themselves by keep kicking out. But also providing it if they can. And now look at this. Another inverted suplex from the Vikings of Destiny. He's going to tag out here. Back in comes Noah. The quick succession tags from the Vikings of Destiny. This has been a great tag team battle. It really does show the power of the tag team division that is growing here. And now look at this. Oh, beautiful move there. Went for the roll up, but into as the cover was made, he's pressed against the ropes. Now it's a bit of poor ring awareness from the Chaos Twins, and he might be made to pay for that. Look at that. Tried to crawl away to make a tag, and he couldn't do so. Oh, look at this. Went for a clothesline. Big miss. And a spine buster. Trying to crawl back to his corner, or trying to just crawl to get out of harm's way. But there's nowhere for him to go. Oh, look at this on the corner. Just tossing him away. And look at this. Just brutalizing Jason Chaos, who's been targeted throughout this match. Not been given a second to make another tag. And get out of harm's way. And he might consider doing so if he can get an opening. Now's his chance. To the Chaos Twin corner. That's where he wants to be. He needs to make a tag. He does. Back in comes Tyler Chaos. And they're looking to wrap this on up here. Massive move. And straight into the cover of the Chaos Twins. Done it. No, they haven't. It's a 2 count. And I thought the Chaos Twins had done it then. Unable to connect. Straight back into a cover. Chaos Twins, no. They're one of those people who believe going for the cover twice just to make sure. And that's a wise thing to do. And look at that massive strike, just taking him off his feet there with that uppercut. And now he's got him by the head. Now what's he thinking? Oh, went for a snap suplex, big counter into a Northern Lights. Went for the cover, but his legs were straight in the ropes, so he decided against it. And look at this, taunting with the crowd. And the Chaos Twins providing a fight back here. The Vikings of Destiny looking strong as all hell. But they still fight on. They still refuse to just lay down and die. It's not how the Chaos Twins roll. And now look at this. Oh, look at this, taking the time to taunt. And that might have been a big mistake. He gets met with a knee. Right in the Vikings of Destiny's corner. That was a vital mistake there by Tyler. But manages to avoid falling into their corner, though. And now looks for the opening, couldn't connect. Oh, look at this. Oh, and a massive takedown. And the Vikings of Destiny. Really, this corner thing's going to happen again. Trying to just wrap this one up, the Vikings of Destiny, but the resistance just being too much right now by the Chaos Twins. I don't think they were expecting this much of a fight for them this late into the match, into the cover. The referee doesn't see the hand on the ropes, and the Vikings of Destiny pick up the win. But there was a rope break. What the hell? How the referee missed that one? He held his hand there long enough, but the Chaos Twins are defeated. The Vikings of Destiny bounce back from injury with a big win against the Chaos Twins, but a very controversial way to win, and that is definitely to describe the Wolfpack's, the Vikings of Destiny's actions as of late. But another big win for the Vikings of Destiny here against the newcomers in the tag team division. But I don't think they're going to be too happy about that. But as for the Vikings of Destiny, I don't think they're going to particularly care about how this win came down. They ended up winning. The Chaos Twins very disappointed. Oh, but wait a minute. No, look at this. Turn around. Oh, chair shot. And the Vikings of Destiny taking no prisoners. They are back with a vengeance. And now ripping apart the Chaos Twins in front of everyone here with vicious chair shots. Trying to injure them. Oh, wait a minute. There's Trevor Jackson. Trevor Jackson to the rescue. And he removes the threat of the Vikings of Destiny. Big save by Trevor Jackson. Helping out the Chaos Twins. But Vikings of Destiny making huge statements and big enemies. And I have a feeling we're not about to see the end of this one just yet. Let's move on now the rest of the card. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the main event. It's King Sam's Open Challenge. Here tonight in the main event, the World Heavyweight Champion, led down to the ring by the Tag Team Champions, David and Steve. King Sam defending his title for the third time since becoming champion. Or defending for the second time, actually. His third title match as in the championship picture. And King Sam needs to prove himself here tonight. He wants to prove himself anyway. I question how much he actually has left to prove, King Sam, because he's been a dominant competitor, and the Wolfpack era really has come into full fruition after leaving the trial era. But for King Sam, it's important that they pick up the win here tonight. But we'll find out now who he's up against. Well, now we can see who accepted the open challenge here. Oh my! That is someone. That is a great choice. SaLgames. A man who's already beaten King Sam so far this series. King Sam, he might not like this, because down to the ring, SaLgames, the former television champion of the trial era, coming down for a World Heavyweight title shot here. Answering Sam's open challenge, and doing so, I'm sure, with a lot of confidence, knowing he's already beaten him once, and he wants revenge on him, because of course SaLgames' semi-final tournament match for the World Heavyweight Championship was interrupted by King Sam. That led to him being locked in a cage with the original Brad, and as you can imagine, that didn't end so well for him. But a big chance for redemption here tonight for SaLgames. Well, it's a big fight here, and Sal has answered the call with the World Heavyweight Championship on the line here tonight in tonight's big main event. Wolfpack with a ton of announcements, and SaLgames here tonight as the challenger to get some revenge for the last time that these two encountered each other. He spent some time away, but now SaLgames is back and ready for and eager for revenge. But he's got to step up against this man who has been so composed as of late, has been so dominant as champion, and hoping to continue that trend and setting an open challenge to really show how dominant he can be here tonight. King Sam defending for the second time his WIW Heavyweight Championship. And it could be very, very chaotic if he loses it here tonight. But he knows he has to defend it at some point this month, because I'm assuming that the plan for the Wolfpack is not to defend at the pay-per-view if they can help it. They want this pay-per-view to be all about them. Remember, the Wolfpack and the Outback was a celebration, as they said it, as the greatest tag team of all time. And the World Heavyweight Championship is on the line here tonight. King Sam taking a huge risk here. And we know from the past that it hasn't always paid off, these big risks. But King Sam, he's a risk taker. He does things that he thinks will work out in his favour if he sees a possibility of it happening. And that is why he's champion. He takes them leap of faith. He takes those risks. And on top of that, he's got fantastic in-ring abilities to match with it. And that is why King Sam has been so dominant in WIW throughout all of the eras that we have had so far. Of course, the trial era not on record, but we are acknowledging the fact that there has been a Wolfpack in the Outback. But as the general manager has made it perfectly clear that this could be the last time it comes into fruition, because the last Wolfpack in the Outback was one of the main causes for the show's disappearance for quite some time, because how bad the ratings actually were for the show. And of course, that's not 100% down to King Sam. He had a great main event against the Cottrell family, but unfortunately for him, just couldn't get the job done. Couldn't get the show's ratings like he wanted. And King Sam really trying to go for the cross-face chicken wing here, but he might have left himself vulnerable to the GTS. But he slides out of that one. King Sam just wanting to put this one away quickly, but Sal refusing to let him do it. Turns him around for a suplex, bridges into a cover, and it's only a 1 count. Still early in this one from King Sam, but he's just been trying to get the momentum going here, and he's been in control, that can be said. Tried to wrap this one up early, Sal, with a GTS, couldn't do so. And now King Sam into the corner. What's he thinking here? Looking to fly. Oh, and a beautiful senton there from the middle rope. And now King Sam has Sal exactly where he wants him. And just stomping down. Look at that. Playing to the crowd here, the WIW Heavyweight Champion. And things have been going so well for the Wolfpack as of late. And King Sam has been getting everything he's ever wanted. Of course, unable to capture the mid-card title due to Travis. But since then, they've been dominant. And look at that, a running knee that's busted him open already. And straight into the cover. What? The referee's not counting. That was a very slow count there. The referee had no intention of counting. But a 2 count with the running knee. And now Sam already looking to put this one away. This open challenge might not have gone exactly how SaLgames has planned it to go. Cross-face chicken wing. Nowhere near the ropes. And Sam retains with ease in tonight's main event. What a win. Your winner and still the WIW Heavyweight Champion, King Sam. And is it me, or is it just getting easier for him? He seems to be getting better every single night. Look at this. A sign of respect, maybe, from King Sam. And Sal willingly obliges. And that's not the usual thing we see from King Sam, but a nice sign of respect there to the world champion, who's looking unbeatable as of late. And that is going to end tonight's show. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Comment your thoughts and feelings on tonight's show, and I will catch you guys in the next one.